The Estate Police Association, which provides security services for the Port of Spain, says failure to settle their negotiations could lead to a possible blacklisting of the port by the United States. But Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan has dismissed the possibility of this happening. The EPA says even though a memorandum of understanding was signed since August 2014 to cement their collective agreement for the 2011 to 2014 period, there has been no movement on the matter. Marie-Therese Bernard spoke to one official on the condition of anonymity who shed some light on the concerns of the Port Police.
An official of the Estate Police Association says that their agreement signed off in 2014 is not the only period for which they are awaiting pay. The second period spans August 1st, 2014 to July 31st, 2017, and they are now in the third period of August 1st, 2017 to July 31st, 2020. The official says they have suggested that the first period be paid to prevent the increasing back payments due, but even this has been ignored. He says the time for remaining quiet, working hard and being left out in the cold is coming to an end very soon. The official says when the U.S. Coast Guard comes sometime in the middle of June, they will assess whether the port is being run in accordance with the ISPS code. He says this International Ship and Port Facility Security Code governs all ports worldwide, laying out safety standards. He notes if the U.S. Coast Guard in their final assessment are not pleased with the progress at the port, then they will recommend that the port is unsafe. Therefore, U.S. ships should stay away. The official says the members of the constabulary are considering working at the level of the 2010 pay they are receiving. He stresses that they feel oppressed and warns that in such a situation, EPA members may be inclined to show their dismay and anger in ways that would not be appreciated. Marie-Therese Bernard, C News.
But Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan says government has no information about the possibility of blacklisting of the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago by the United States authorities for failure to settle outstanding salary arrears. Mr. Sinanan gave this assurance in the Senate on Tuesday. He said discussions on outstanding negotiations between the Chief Personnel Officer and the management of the Port Authority are expected to commence this week. And he gave a reason as to why the negotiations had stalled.
On the eve of the 2015 elections, and I'm talking about, I think it's the day before the elections, the Port Authority Board and the Estate Police signed an agreement. However, it was not approved by the CPO. And the percentage increase was the maximum of 14%. However, this was not approved in keeping with the process by the CPO.
Minister Sinanan said it was unfortunate that there was an attempt to fast-track the negotiations on the eve of an election, not in keeping with proper negotiation procedures. He said although the Memorandum of Understanding was signed by the Port Authority and the Estate Police, the CPO has the final say.
Both parties signed. However, it was subject to the approval of the CPO. So, as a layman and based on the advice of the attorneys, unless the CPO does not agree, we do have legal questions about the agreement.